Right, hello YouTube. So we are going to be taking you through a raw workout, push-pull session today. This is my first trial session of this one before I start my big push in the new year. It's the 27th of December today, and I'm going to just run through my explanation to why I've built my session the way I have, why it's set up, exercise selection, the pairing of exercises, why I push-pull, etc, etc. So first exercise we're going to run through is the incline cable cuffed chest fly. Reason being, we're starting off with a chest movement. One, because I want to prioritize chest in this session. So I'm going to use when I'm most freshest, I'm going to work my chest so I have the most energy reserve. That's my logic there. Most energy reserve, I'm going to prioritize that first muscle group I want to hit with the most energy. It's going to be my chest. I'm just going to do straight sets here, 2 working sets, a top set and a back off set. Top set 10 to 12, back off set 12 to 15, and straight sets, nothing fancy. So, like I said, I've chosen this exercise because I want to focus on my chest. It's an incline because I'm always lacking in that range of my chest, the upper chest. Everyone's upper chest is lacking, but mine primarily. My chest sucks. My chest just absolutely sucks. So that's what we're doing. So we're prioritizing chest that way. Why the cuffs? The cuffs will kind of, as I move the cuff up my arm, the distance between the cuff and my shoulder joint is reduced, which is what you call a moment arm. And then basically that is going to reduce joint forces. I have a dodgy kind of right shoulder. My left shoulder's not great either, but my right shoulder is worse. If I have handles and the handles here far from my shoulder, there's a greater moment arm, that distance apart, the greater joint forces. I put the cuff here, I've half the distance, I can still work my chest to a range. Yes, I have to put more load on the cable, but it's reduced joint forces with my shoulder. So for me, it just feels far more comfortable using a cuff. So if you haven't tried it yet, try a cuff. Also, because you've eliminated the factor of gripping onto something, you feel there's less bicep involvement, and through that, you can then kind of almost feel that mind muscle connection as everyone talks about through the chest. So it's a good starting exercise to get my chest really activated and working. And then that's why I do it. Simple as that. And then basically my warm-up sets, I'm just going to keep walking you through this. I start on 15 kilos per side. I was getting a feel for it. I just kind of do like a basic 10 kind of reps with it, nothing too fancy. And then I'll slowly titrate, I'll build the weight up. So now I'm up to 25, so I just added an extra 10 kilos on to the weight. Still my warm-up set, or my feeder sets, I like to call them feeder sets. I'm just getting a feel for the weight, a feel for the movement, thinking through cues and thought processes. So for me, I'm thinking about elbows together, driving my biceps right into the midline of my chest, big stretch, squeeze my shoulder blades together, retract the arms, retract the shoulder blades, and then drive biceps together. They're never going to touch. The biceps will not touch. The elbows will not touch, but I am extending my arms as I come through because I'm trying to prioritize that shortened range. As we work through the chest in our session, I've started off with a fly because one, a fly, you can get your chest short. I'm fresh, I can get my chest short. It's where we're weakest. As we fatigue to a session, we're going to struggle to get this chest short. So as I go through my session, you're going to find my exercise selection will start differing. I'll start going from a fly to a press to something that's going to then work the lengthened range. So I work shortened, mid, and lengthened. And that is just based off the strength profile of my muscle. Like I say, the strength profile is just basically how a muscle will exert force through a range, through its anatomical length. And basically, start with a fly first because I can get my chest short. Feels good on my shoulder. Get a good pump on my chest. 2 straight sets. And then you'll see as we go through my session for the rest of my chest selection exercises, they will be prioritizing mid to short range and then mid to lengthened range. And then that's my whole chest worked. 3 exercises, it's all I need. Sometimes only 2. It's not always the case of just blasting press, 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 press. You're just beating a dead horse. So I'm going to finish up a couple more feeder sets here. We're just going to zoom through it, we'll speed up these clips so you don't have to watch all this crap, and then we'll catch you when we get to our first working set. Right, we're here. First work set, 40 kilos. Simple. We're gonna keep this playing raw so you can see me through the session, feel the intensity I'm trying to bring to it. And at the end of the day, training intensity is everything. It's all well and good being analytical. It's all well and good choosing the right exercise to be quite scientific. And I've been there in the past where I've been very paralysis by analysis, but at the end of the day, you just got to do the work. You just got to work damn hard. There's no excuse for it. Everyone has the ability to work. And I'll take nothing short or nothing less of that. So first work is set, like I say, we're looking for that kind of 10 to 12 rep range. Hopefully I've chosen the correct weight for this. If I'm wrong, I'll change that for the next one. Like I said, this is my first time doing this session. This is the first time I'm choosing this kind of weight. First time doing this exercise in a long time. So I'm not going to choose a weight which is going to completely kill me, but we're going to choose, hopefully get it right. If I'm wrong, I'll sort it for the next set. Get the head right, get the mind in the game, think it through, don't miss. Oh, let's go. I lost count. I'm going to have to go back on the camera to see that one, but I definitely think that was shy of 10. So guess what? The head doesn't go down. I logbooked this number. I think that was 8. I'm going to write that down. Next week, I'm going to reduce my weight. I'm going to get within that rep range. I'm going to master that rep range with that weight till that I get to that top range of 12 reps with said weight, and the form is goddamn good, and I'm ready to then push the weight up for next time. So, you've seen the top set, you've seen the intensity you bring in, you've got to push hard. Well, I'm going to do a second back off set here, but I'm going to catch you all in the next exercise. Well, I'll talk you through it. We'll show you the clip of this, the back off set, but I'm going to stop talking, do my back off set, and we'll catch you in the next block of exercises. Well, I'll explain it all there for you. Right. Second exercise in for the push-pull sesh, and now we're going to go into supersets. I've done my first exercise is just straight sets from my chest, prioritize the chest. And now I find, or I'm about to experiment with, going pull into push, pull into push. This combination is going to be a chest-supported machine row, and then we're going to go straight into a horizontal isolateral chest press. Both going to be just 2 working sets. First exercise will be between that kind of 6 to 8 range, and the second set will be a back off, more like a 8 to 12 kind of range for both exercises. I'm going to experiment to see how much one takes away from another. Can I still progressively overload this? Something I've not really done in the past is bring supersets in. So this is an experiment. You're about to witness what I'm experimenting. So why not? I've done the all straight set stuff before in the past. I just want to try something different, try something new. The aim of the game, why I've set up my session this way, is because I'm trying to prioritize my chest, but I'm also trying to get some extra back volume in there. I'm going to put both together, get really big compound movements in there, utilize my time better and more efficiently throughout my session. And I'll explain why in the past what my trainers happened, but what we're going to go for, chest supported row first, neutral grip. Key thing with this is utilizing stabilization, external stabilization. I've got my chest supported, I'm sitting down, so I can really focus on biasing the musculature in my back. I'm trying to bias basically as much musculature in my back as I can right now. So, grab my handles, drive the elbows down and behind me. So they're not gonna flare out, they're gonna keep in tight. They're gonna drive down to the ground and squeeze behind me. I'm trying to get lat, and so lat involvement to begin with, and then as my arms pass, I'm trying to bring that kind of upward rotation, almost downward rotation, sorry, to get the rhomboids and stuff involved a little bit more as well. And just squeeze, stretch and squeeze, stretch and squeeze, stretch and squeeze. Push into that chest pad, not coming off the pad, staying on the pad. Create some sort of T-spine extension to allow for that retraction. And that's what we're gonna get the T-spine involved. I'm gonna catch you around at the chest press. Right, we're here. So now we're at the chest press section. Keeping it both machine based. I don't want to have dumbbell and do external and use a lot of internal stability of my musculature to balance and use stabilizing. I want to use these machines to do all for me. So once again, I can prioritize that. As I fatigue, my skill set and my ability to stabilize will reduce. My skill set will reduce. So why deal with it? Just eliminate that altogether so we can then just prioritize just using the musculature we require. So, chest press, horizontal, flat. All I need to do is push through my chest. Still going to be prioritizing and focusing on that bicep driving through the midline of my chest. Retract shoulder blades on the way down. Big inhale breath, stretch my pecs, and then drive up, elbows together. Big stretch, retract, elbows together. Pause and lengthened, pause and shortened. Pause and lengthened, pause and shortened. Get a feel for the weight, a feel for the movement. Allow my elbows to travel where they need to, feel more natural and comfortable. That feels good. That feels good. Usually with that movement, I must say, I feel a lot of, because it converges, basically converging is when the arm start coming together inwards like that from a lateral to medial, outside, inside motion. My right shoulder feels a bit jippy. Sorry, my mic's on my hat. Feels a little bit jippy, so it does sometimes cause me a little bit of grief, but that felt quite good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and forth between this, and we'll catch you when we get to the working sets. We're at our top set. Done a couple of feeder sets, got a feel for it. Things are feeling quite good. It's gonna be interesting to see how much this takes away from that chest press. But the key thing is, I know this will take away energy from my chest press, but can I, over the weeks, progressively overload and add more weight, better reps, more reps, greater, tighter form? If I can create progressive overload in such manners, I do not care if this takes away from that, because as long as they're still progressing in some sense of a form, there's progression and there's more muscle being added. That's all that matters. So, we're gonna lock in tight. This is gonna be heavy as fuck. Oh, come on. This is when I need to get my head in the game. I like to train to no music, believe it or not. I'll put my headphones in and when I'm working out in the gym in public, but usually I don't actually have music playing. I like silence in my head. I like to create absolute bliss in my head, to create almost like chaos in a sense. It's a very weird way to describe it. It was the same way I used to golf. I used to just create nothing in my head. Here we go. Hey. Oh, fuck. Oh, you can see just towards the end there how I wasn't getting as far back yet I still continued. There was still something there. And that's just the range of the range you still have to work with. Just because you can't get it all the way back here doesn't mean you're done. It does not mean you're done. You have more. You have more to give. I'll never stop fighting for the reps. Now let's zoom over to the chest press. Right, here we go. You can hear me still breathing slightly, but this is what supersets are about. I will have elbow sleeves on for this top set. I don't usually wear elbow sleeves for my back off sets. It's just a psychological thing I've always kind of done. So top set, I'm not rushing my ass off to get under this bar. I will allow myself that time of walking over, get my sleeves on, and then get into the machine. It's almost like a 30 seconds, but I am going back to back here. Just turn my hat around to put the microphone on. Right, same thing. Create nothing in my head. Emptiness. Get my setup in position. This is everything. This is everything. 2023, step on stage. We need a chest. Hey. 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 Oh. Right. Let me talk you through that one just then. On my, I think it was my 7th rep, my body position, I got shifted up the machine, straight away, right shoulder, felt it. I could have grinded out probably one more rep, because of that feeling sensation, sometimes it's just not worth the risk. Got a good set in there, good reps, good clean reps, good tempo. I'm gonna take that set, but sometimes you also need to know, working hard, but you also need to know when to pull back. This is my first session of this. I don't wanna knock myself dead from the get-go, so I know I can progress that next week. I'm just gonna take what I got there, do my back off sets, which I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna talk to you through my back, actually no, I will talk to you my back off sets. I wanna explain to you what I've done to get to my back off set. So let's catch you when I get to my back off set. So, back off sets now. I've basically reduced the load. There was 3 20s aside here. I now just have two 20s aside. So I've taken that load down. Basically, I do it by feel. I felt as if that first set was quite strong. If it was a lot lower in the rep range, I've dropped off a lot more. But I'm feeling quite good after that. So I just took off 20 per side. You'll see in the chest press, I also took 20 off per side. And I know back movements in the past with me, I fatigue harder through my pull movements quicker. So 2 plates aside on this will be getting me in that back off set rep range of that kind of 10 to 12 now. But if I supersede that, if I go past that, like I say, next week my logbook will tell me, and then I therefore auto-regulate, and I will accompany for that, and I will then therefore maybe increase my load. This is what we're chasing. Pushing extra loads, pushing extra reps, always keeping the form tidy as best we can as well. So into this back off set, nothing changes. Intensity is everything, focus is everything, intent. I'm not going to move weight from A to B, I have intention. I want to drive my elbows down, I want to squeeze my shoulders together, I want to get this lat and this rhomboid and trap, everything short. I'm trying to challenge most of my back musculature with this movement here. It's definitely biasing more upper back musculature than lat, but I can initiate with the lat by driving my elbows down. Here we go. Nothing. 2023 stage back. Show them. Here we go. Shit. Same again. You can see I left nothing in the tank. I went till I couldn't move no more through my shoulder blades. Once the traction was gone, the exercise was done. Right, chest press. Right, here we go for the back off. Like I said, no sleeves for my back off sets. I like to wear my sleeves for my top sets, nothing for my back off sets. I've reduced 20 kilos per side here as well. Same thing. Need to learn from my last set. Keep myself stable. Don't allow myself to move. Push up the bench. Get my form, nothing. Let's go. 2023, stage. Shrug my shoulders down. Big breath. Oh, 15. So let me talk you through that one. Because of my shoulder issue, my shoulder blade wants to hike up, right? As I get down here, because I have lack of internal rotation through the joint, my shoulder blade has to compensate. So as I come down, I do this on my right side. When that happens, this shoulder wants to go this way. It wants to just come out the socket. So because of that, the force driving this way, I get like a big compression pain through my entire joint. And that's because I lack IR, lack internal rotation. Like here, limited. I just can't get down here past that place. So I need to work on my internal rotation, and I'll talk through all my prep drills and stuff that I do, but that's my problem. So those are my 2 sets, top set, back off sets, my supersets. I quite enjoyed that. And we'll meet you in the next superset exercises of my pull and push. Right folks, so we are now at the next group of supersets. It's going to be a chest supported dual lat bias pull down into a lateral cuff, a cuff Y raise. I'm just going to film the sets now. I'm not going to talk you through it raw. I've talked you through the first 3 exercises raw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a voiceover where you'll see me in the screen in the corner talking through the rest of the exercises, execution tips and stuff like that. I want to get through the session, focus on it. So we're going to catch you on the voiceover talking through my session. Hope you enjoy the rest of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave if you've watched this far, please like, comment, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, it's training stuff, it's informative kind of things, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, please follow along with the journey to the stage. You know, things are getting spicy as in the new year we really open up for the push, the last push. We've kind of enjoyed the festive period, so we're ready to go. So hopefully enjoy this one, and we'll catch you at the end. Folks, so now we're going to do the voiceover element of the video, talking over the next 2 exercises, which I didn't go over in the raw format, which I hope you enjoyed that kind of format so far, as I will do much more footage like that if it's more beneficial for you all, and I quite enjoy it too. So what we're going to do is we're going into the a dual lat pull down or lat bias movement here. So key things to highlight with this one. So like I said to you previously, I'm working on the ranges of the muscle, right? And my first back movement I worked on was basically overall back development, musculature, targeting wise. This one is much more a lat biased movement now, okay? So I'm really trying to focus on lat. So by doing that, I need to do a few things. One, I'm using this bar here, which is adjustable with D handles, so I can line up the handles in line with my musculature on my lat. So basically perfect shoulder width. That's number one, is alignment, getting that in line with my lat. Perfect. D handles allows me to create some external rotation as well at the shoulder. That external rotation will help me prioritize, once again, lat bias. Lat bias, not lat isolation. There's no such thing as isolation, it's only lat bias. So once again, biasing the lat. Right, got a chest supported pad to allow me to push into the pad to create more stability, to allow me to have to use less internal stability. I will still use my abdominals, I'll still use my transverse, my TVA, transverse abdominis, and I will use everything else, my obliques, everything to stay locked in. My feet are firmly on the ground, I am secure. So I can try and once again bias just lat. I'm going to initiate this movement with depression, or I like to think of my elbows digging right into my thighs. That is going to, basically, you're going to see everything in this top line here, my traps, sit downwards. So if you watch this, it's going to go just straight down as I pull, bang. And everything here is, there's nothing shruggy, there's nothing up by my ears, it's all depressed, it's all driving down. Everything is driving down into here. Like I say, my elbows, I'm trying to feel as if they're digging into my lat. My arm will stop level with my rib cage. It will not go past my rib cage. Once it gets past my rib cage, I then start creating downward rotation and retraction of shoulder blades and scaps. That then starts working traps and biasing those kind of musculature. I'm trying to bias lat, so that's why I'm going to be stopping just here. And then basically from there we're just going to carry on, and then from here I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to allow my elbows to drive away from myself, not allowing my scap or anything to like upward like elevate. See, everything still stays level, nothing is kind of raising up and losing connection to my lat. You can see the ripples. This is basically like my lat fibers. You can see this kind of ripples on my shirt. That's kind of showing you where the lats are kind of wrapping around, and then I'm just trying to get these lats to kind of come back to the base of my spine, where they attach onto through the thoracolumbar fascia. Bang, there we go. Everything is down, shoulders down, elbows down, depressed. No retraction through the scaps, nothing's retracting here, it's just purely all depression. And then that is what we're doing here for the lat. This is how we bias the lat. Great control. You can see I'm having a little pause in the stretch and a pause in the bottom. Once again, it's just so I can keep everything controlled, I can keep my form where it needs to be in check. And that is the lat bias movement. So then we go straight into a superset. From there into the Y raise. So this is now the push section. So I've done the pull there. This is the push. This is a Y raise. A Y raise for me, the reason why I've chosen the Y raise, is because it is a bias, once again, of delt, but not just one part of the delt. It's lateral and rear delt. It's kind of working a lot. When we get to the back position here, everything on this side of my arm, everything on this side of the cable, the musculature, is working. So that's lateral delt, that's rear delt, everything on this side here is working. Everything on this side here is not. So it's biasing not only just lateral, but also rear delt, which is fantastic. 2 birds, 1 stone. So that's why I've chosen the Y raise and not just a lateral bias raise. Because I want to try and get 2 birds, 1 stone, be efficient with my time. And once again, I'm using a seat for external stability. I don't have to stand and resist forces pulling me downwards. I can just use my feet to dig into the ground, go and push myself into the bench, create more external stability, and then I can lock myself in and just isolate and try to isolate and bias the delts. So slow it down. I don't allow my arms to come too far either, because then that's my AC joint gets compressed and pushed internal rotation. It's irritation. Don't need to do that. This will get me fully lengthened. This will get me that fully shortened. So it works the full range challenge. It works the shortened into the lengthened range as best you can through the delt. And then it's just simply driving my arms back, slight pause in the short, slight pause at the bottom. It's just for control purposes. And just power my way through the set, taking my time, composure. You can start seeing the tempo of the reps slowing down now as well. And with that tempo slowing down, that's when I'm starting to fatigue. Those are my effective reps. And then there you go. Like, watch this. I'm not done yet though. I'm not done yet. Like, still going, still fighting, and I'll go again, and nothing. So it's a case of don't just stop the rep once you can't get fully short. There's still work to be done in the mid, in the length and ranges. Fatigue the muscle through its entire range. That is the aim of the game with this challenge, is to fatigue the muscle to its entire ranges. Now, I'm going to catch you in the camera to discuss the plan, to assess the plan, and tell you what I think and what I'm going to do to change things, because I've assessed my session. I liked it. There's a couple of things I want to tweak and a couple of things I want to be more efficient with, and I will talk you through that on the camera. So I hope you enjoyed that voiceover. Right, we are now done with session analysis of thy session. It was a good session. I want to change out the chest supported dual row. I'm going to swap that out for isolateral, a D-handle, lat bias row. Reason being, I want to get a bit more lat bias in the session, and that with its slight divergent path I've gone out the way, I didn't feel that enough in my opinion for what I was looking for. So I'm going to change exercise for that one. I'm going to swap that out, and I'm also going to put in so I'm going to put that isolateral row, right, I'm going to put that in after my incline chest. I'm going to do a straight set on its own also, and I'm going to replace the dual row with another exercise. I'm still thinking about what I want to replace that with, and I'll be probably increasing the set volume by 1 or 2 in that. But overall good session, overall good connection, overall good stimulus. Overall enjoyed the superset. I must say I actually really enjoyed that superset format. Something I've never really done in the past that much. I've always been quite a straight set, straight shooter kind of guy. But no, I'm happy with how that session went, and I'm definitely gonna watching back some of that footage and the voiceover and stuff. I can see my positioning in the chest press. I was far too far up the pad. My arms are way too low down here. More force to the shoulder. I need to be much more underneath the pad. Elbow underneath the pad to push, the handle to push. So I'm happy with that session overall. Like I say, looking back now, I know what I need to change. I'm going to tweak out an exercise, replace it, find something I'm more comfortable with from something I'm looking to bias. I already have quite a lot of back thickness. Too much shoulder blades, it's more of the width I'm looking for, so I need to get more lat bias in there. So I'm going to see what other things I want to do, but I'm happy with all the other exercises I've got in there, and I look forward to it. Like, I'm going to bring you all along with me. But like, again, once again, thank you all for watching. If you stuck with me this long, it's a long video, I know, I do apologise. I wanted to keep this as raw as possible for you all to get inside my brain in terms of my training. If you enjoy this kind of content, please comment down below, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, all that YouTube things. A lot more content coming, and I'm actually going to do, I think, a food challenge next, because before I go into the push and start nailing things, I think why not do something right before I start really focusing on the push again. So I might do a food challenge, I'll keep you posted. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Like I said, we'll catch you on the next one. That's 4 episodes in. I'm trying to crack this out as much as I possibly can. I'm getting quite into the whole editing thing now. I'm quite getting into the whole video thing. So let's just hope we can keep this coming, and like I say, into the new year, I really want to push YouTube. I really want to push the content. And like I say, hit me up on Instagram. All the information is in the description below. And apart from that, guys, have a fantastic new year. I will not be posting another video until after New Year. So this will be the last one from me, but have a great new year, enjoy, be safe, and we will catch you then for the food challenge. I've just not decided which one yet, but it's probably going to be a high calorie one because I love food and I love you. I love you. You should subscribe. You better subscribe. Right. Peace and love. Thank you. Good night.